Deep within Norway's misty mountains, something ancient awakens. For centuries, it has slept, buried in stone and forgotten by time. But when humans dig too deep, disturbing what should have been left untouched, the line between myth and reality shatters. A creature as tall as skyscrapers and older than any legend begins its march through the Norwegian wilderness, made of stone, driven by rage, and bound to a forgotten past. No weapon can stop it, no scientist can explain it, and the only person who might understand is the daughter of a man the world once called insane. This is Troll 2022, the story of a forgotten god, an ancient warning, and humanity's struggle to face the monsters it created. Welcome back to Real Movie Breakdown, the channel where we explore powerful stories that mix mystery, mythology, and emotion. If you love movies that make you question what's real and what's legend, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and stay till the end, because today, we're breaking down Troll 2022, the breathtaking Norwegian creature epic directed by Narrated. Now, let's begin. The story opens in the magnificent Dover Mountains of Norway. Snow covers the peaks like white fire. A father and his young daughter, Nora Tideman, climb a rocky trail. Her father, Tobias, is a folklore expert who sees faces in every mountain. He tells Nora about ancient trolls that once roamed these lands, turned to stone by sunlight. Nora laughs it off, but Tobias smiles and says, "One day, you'll see that legends come from truth." Years pass. Nora grows up to become a brilliant paleontologist, a scientist devoted to facts, not fairy tales. She spends her life studying fossils, not folklore. But destiny soon reminds her that some stories refuse to stay buried. One day, in those same mountains, a construction crew works on a massive railway tunnel. Explosives detonate deep inside the rock, and something goes terribly wrong. The earth shakes violently. A thunderous roar echoes through the valley. Workers scream as the mountain bursts open. Dust and rock explode outward, and through the chaos, a gigantic shadow moves. Cameras capture only fragments, a blurred shape. Massive footsteps, a sound that feels alive. The government quickly labels it an unexplained landslide, but whispers spread. Something huge has been seen walking out of the mountain. Meanwhile, Nora is pulled from her excavation site by government agents. She's taken to Oslo and brought into a secret military briefing. The officials show her drone footage, gigantic footprints, each 20 feet long, leading through the valley. They ask for her scientific opinion. She studies the pattern, the depth of the tracks, the stride length, and realizes these prints don't match any known animal. She hesitates and whispers, "This looks almost humanoid." The military doesn't like that answer. They want explanations, not myths. But the Prime Minister's advisor, Andreas Isaacson, decides to include Nora in the investigation team, along with Captain Kreisholm, a no-nonsense military officer. They head to the mountains. When they arrive, the devastation is beyond anything they imagined: crushed vehicles, uprooted forests, and enormous footprints stretching toward the horizon. Nora kneels down, touching one of the prints. It feels warm. She glances around, sensing something watching them. Then, the mountain itself moves. For a second, it seems like part of the landscape is alive, a face hidden in stone. Two enormous eyes open, glowing faintly in the dark. Before they can react, the creature steps forward, shaking the earth. Soldiers open fire, and the air fills with smoke and gunfire. The giant turns, roars like thunder, and vanishes into the forest. Nora realizes the impossible has happened. Her father was right all along. A troll has awakened. Back in Oslo, the government scrambles to control the situation. They hide the truth from the public, calling it a natural disaster. But leaks spread online, blurry videos, screams, and something enormous moving through the mountains. Nora insists they need to talk to her father, Tobias. He's been living as a recluse for years after being dismissed as a lunatic for believing in trolls. The military reluctantly agrees. When they find him, Tobias looks like a man vindicated by destiny. "You've seen it, haven't you?" he says. The mountain walked through the chaos. Nora drives a truck loaded with UV floodlights, the weapon designed to petrify the troll. But when she sees the creature up close, standing before the royal palace, she hesitates. It looks around, almost lost, grieving. Its eyes fall on a massive mural, ancient carvings, hidden beneath the palace foundations. It kneels and lets out a low, mournful sound. Nora realizes it has finally found where its family was buried. The army opens fire. Explosions surround the creature. It roars in pain. Nora rushes in front of it, screaming for them to stop. "It's not attacking," she yells. But the military doesn't listen. She turns the truck lights on the troll, not to kill it, but to stop it from advancing further and save the city. The floodlights blaze, mimicking the sunrise. The troll roars, stumbling back. Its skin begins to harden. Nora looks up, tears streaming, and whispers, "I'm sorry." The creature slowly turns its head toward her, not angry, but calm. For a moment, it almost smiles. Then, as dawn breaks over Oslo, sunlight pours across the streets. The troll turns to stone. The earth trembles one last time and falls silent. A massive stone statue stands in the heart of the city, the last troll, finally home. In the aftermath, the government covers up the true events, calling it a seismic phenomenon. But the world has seen the footage. Myths are no longer just stories. Nora and Andreas stand on a hill overlooking the ruins. She says softly, "Maybe the world needs to remember its monsters, not to fear them, but to respect them." As they drive away, the camera pans to a distant mountain, and for a heartbeat, a massive stone eyelid flickers open. The legend isn't over. And that was Troll 2022, a haunting blend of mythology, tragedy, and awe. A story that reminds us that sometimes, the monsters we fear most are the ones we created by forgetting where we came from. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Real Movie Breakdown for more deep dive explanations of films that challenge your imagination. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some legends never die.